Oh, just 1 second. Just need to pop my little link. Discussion. French discussion group. Paste. Good. Just see how Kim is feeling. Maybe Kim will be up to it. Kim. Paste. No stress. There we go. Good. Oh, we've just got 2 of you. I know Kim's had an operation, and I know Claire's sick. Zach's supposed to be here though. Hang on, let me just message Zach. Good. Okay. Lovely. So, Zach, you can start.
Yeah.
So say for me, I was worried. Pause, you weren't here. I was worried you weren't here. With a pause in the middle.
J'étais. I'm not sure what worried is. I don't think I've had that.
Don't talk about it in bastard English. You're in France. You can't talk about it in English. Go round. Go round.
J'étais triste que tu sois en retard.
Gorgeous. J'étais triste que tu sois en retard. I was sad that you're late. Fine, that'll do. You've done worried to death. Inquiéter is the verb. Repeat back.
Inquiété.
Good. Copy me. I'm worried. I worry myself. Je m'inquiète.
Je m'inquiète.
Good. Give me the vous form of that verb.
Vous vous inquiétez.
Stand still. Why are you reading? Luke, he just said to you, inquiéter. Repeat the verb I just gave back to you.
Inquiété.
And again.
Inquiété.
Lovely. Good. So what's the vous form of the verb?
Inquiété.
With the whole bastard, with the vous.
Vous inquiétez. Vous inquiétez.
Stand still, I'm cross. S'inquiéter, because I said je m'inquiète. I said je m'inquiète. So what's the vous form of the verb?
Vous vous inquiétez.
Do the vous form.
Vous vous inquiétez.
Thank you. We need to be able to do 2 things at once. Your tired little brain had just gone je me to vous, and it was like, but we still need to be able to do a vous verb. Off you go. So do it for me with a vous. Vous
vous inquiétez.
Good boy. Now do it for me with a tu.
Tu t'inquiètes.
Why are we saying ton? The sound is tin. Off you go.
Tu t'inquiètes.
Good. What would the negative sentence "you don't worry" be if you had tu t'inquiètes and you make it negative?
Tu t'inquiètes pas.
Good. If that was a statement, that is what we'd say. And I know I don't always ask this, but you'll see where I'm going with this in a moment. What would tu t'inquiètes pas be with the ne thrown in?
Tu t'inquiètes pas.
No. What the hell was that ugliness? Look at Lukey. Say to me, you eat. Just say you eat.
Tu manges.
Say you eat it.
Tu le manges.
Good lad. Nice mouth. Nice soft mouth. Now say you don't eat it. For once, can you include the ne? You don't eat it.
Tu ne le manges pas.
So does the nub come before the pronouns yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you. So go back to tu t'inquiètes, you worry. Yeah, so now make it negative.
Tu ne t'inquiètes pas.
Good. Now with a simple little snip and removal, can you now, as a command, say, don't worry? Talking to a two person. You've just said, tu ne t'inquiètes pas. You've only got one thing to remove. How would you say, don't worry?
Tu n'inquiètes.
That's not a command. What can commands start with? Commands, also known as imperatives, can only start with one of two things: the ne or the verb. The ne or the verb. What two things can an imperative start with, Zaki?
The ne or the verb.
One more time, say it back to me faster.
The ne or the verb.
If we've got tu ne t'inquiètes pas, we can't be starting with the tu. So what do we need to get rid of? We need to get rid of the tu. So what would be don't worry?
N'inquiète pas.
No, what? Shut up. Go back to what you've just said. Tu ne. Give me the version in full. Tu ne give me the original version. Tu ne
t'inquiètes pas.
Merely remove the tu. What am I left with?
Ne t'inquiète pas.
Thank you. Would you now give me the vous sentence? You are worried, which is not a command. That's like saying, "Oh, you're worried, aren't you?" Yeah. So what's the vous version of tu ne t'inquiètes pas? It is vous ne vous.
Vous ne vous inquiétez pas.
Good. You kept me hanging on there. Go again. Go again. Go again.
Vous ne vous inquiétez pas.
Good. Now, would you tentatively dare to remove what needs removing and give me don't worry? For a vous person.
Ne vous inquiétez pas.
Good. Let's be very clear. Imperatives do not mean to be mean. If you say, come here, give me a cuddle, that's not fucking mean, is it? So how would you say, come here?
Viens ici.
Good. When it comes to spelling people, the only thing that you need to remember is if you are dealing with an ER verb, you will often remove the S in the command form. So you eat normally is tu manges, M-A-N-G-E-S. Eat exclamation is M-A-N-G-E. Sometimes we keep it on for elision purposes because it just makes it nice with the words that's coming next, like profites-en, make the most of it, or profit from it, you know, and all this business. So good. So then we've talked about imperatives on that level. So tell me, James, what two things can we start a command with?
Ne or the verb.
Great. So say as a sentence, as in just a normal sentence, you get washed. As a normal sentence, you get washed.
Tu te laves.
Great. Is this a reflexive verb?
Yes.
Do verbs lose their reflexivity, ociousness, just because they become a command, yes or no?
No.
No. So we still need to find a place for the pronoun. Can we start? If we said tu te laves, what would we be left with if we tried our basic bitch trick of just removing the tu? What would we be left with?
Te lave.
Is that going to fly by my rules of what I've said you can start an imperative with?
No.
What do we need to do then?
I don't know.
No, so you could put in a no, because if it was negative, don't get washed. But who tells someone to not get washed? Actually, I do know somebody. I know somebody who's in a very, 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 very successful comedy about vampires living in New York, who dated my friend Sean, who was a dirty beggar and used to message her before dates reminding her not to have a wash. Yeah. A very, 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 very successful person who used to have a TV comedy show doing voices for characters on telephones. Dirty beggar. Off you go. So, lovely. But if you literally said to somebody, get washed, we're going out. So we need to start with a verb. And what are we going to do with te lave? Where's te going to go now? If it can't go before the verb, it needs to go
after the verb.
Lovely. And what's it going to become? What's the form of you that we put at the end of a sentence?
Toi.
Thank you. So how would you say in the command form, get washed?
Lave-toi.
You see what I mean? So if you have got a reflexive verb and you're making it a command form, you need to put the reflexive element afterwards. Unless, as you've just correctly said, we happen to have a negative. Because if you have a negative, you can nicely bookend it within the ne and the pas. So say for me, you get washed, just say tu te laves normally.
Tu te laves.
As you all know, if it's you don't get washed, normally I'm not a big pusher of pas. Shut up, Luke. I'm not a big pusher of ne. So just popping pat on the end, how would you say you don't get washed? Tu te laves, just say for me normally. Tu te laves.
Laves pas.
Great. If we need a negative command, though, you have to imagine that you've popped in the ne. So how would you say tu te laves if you made it fully negative with the ne and the pas? How do you say tu te laves if you put the ne and the pas in it, please?
Tu ne te laves pas.
That's it. Now you see why I don't teach ne. I'd rather you just get the tu te laves pas. Lovely. Now you've just said tu ne te laves pas. Tu ne te laves pas. Would you now give me the negative command of don't get washed?
Ne lave pas. Ne,
Why are we losing words? You've just said, you tell me, what did you just say? So tu ne, give me the full version. Tu ne te,
tu ne te laves pas.
and again, say it again.
Tu ne te laves pas.
And which single word are we removing?
Um,
Come on, which word did we say we got rid of to make it a command? We got rid of this.
we got.
Don't hide your face. I'm not going to answer it for you. You're not actively thinking. You're just doing a social heads down thinking I'm going to speak. I'm not. We've just done tu t'inquiètes, tu ne t'inquiètes, and then we went to ne t'inquiète pas. What word did we get rid of in tu ne t'inquiètes? What word did we get rid of when we said ne t'inquiète pas?
No.
Shut up. Tu ne t'inquiètes pas. The command form became ne t'inquiète pas. What word did we get rid of? Tu ne t'inquiètes pas. Stand still. Say for me, you eat. Just say for me normally, you eat.
Tu manges.
Great. I wouldn't feed you. You don't deserve it. Now say for me, I'll throw you some scrap. I'll throw you a chicken bone in the corner. Say for me, eat as a command form. How would you say eat as a command form?
Mange-toi.
No? Is it a reflexive verb?
No.
This is another thing that you guys all think. You all think that commands need some shit on the end. Is the original verb reflexive? Yes or no?
No.
Good boy. So therefore, how would you just say eat? Just go on. In one word, how do you fucking say eat? As a command.
Manger. Manger.
But go back. I'm bored. Say for me, you eat.
Tu manges.
Good. In one word, say eat.
Mange.
Thank you. What must an imperative start with, James?
Na or verb.
Thank you. So off you go. Eat. Give me the command eat.
Mange.
Good. Let's say we were talking to two people. How would you say you eat in the sentence, not the command? You eat. How do you say that in a sentence? Vous.
Vous mangez.
Good. In one word, give me the command eat.
Manger.
Great. Because there's no. So in other words, what do we get rid of when we want to convert a statement into an imperative? We get rid of the
subject.
Thank you. If our original sentence had a pronoun, so how would you say, James, you eat it? Let's say it's a feminine fucking pizza. I don't mean it's girly with ribbons and bows. I literally mean the word for pizza is feminine. So how would you say you eat it as a normal statement?
Tu la manges.
Nice joining, nice mouth position. What word are we going to get rid of?
Tu.
What would we have been left with?
La mange.
Nice accents, nice vowels, nice hitting of the a and the on. I like the slide. We can't start with la because it's not a verb, can we? Yeah. So how would you say in a statement, eat it? Sorry, apologies, not a statement, an imperative. How would you say in a command, eat it?
Mange-la.
See how it works? All of you are used to imperatives like lavez-vous, levez-vous, réveillez-vous. You only need a vous if the original statement involves that. You know, it doesn't have to be reflexive. So how would you say for me, James, you give me the pizza. So normal statement, you give me the pizza. Tu
me donnes la pizza.
Good. Now say give me the pizza. Look at Lukey. Yeah, go on. Yeah, Don. Yeah, carry on.
Dans
No,
la
look at
pizza.
Lukey. Shush. Is there a fucking pronoun in the sentence to me done?
Yeah.
What word is it?
Me.
What is me going to become if I move its arse to the other side of the verb? What did te become on the other side of the verb?
Toi.
What
Moi.
does me become on the other side of the verb?
Donnez-moi la pizza.
You got it? All right. So save me. But I didn't say Donny. Yeah. I wouldn't treat you with respect. Say, give me the pizza. Stop.
Donne-moi la pizza.
Good. Okay.
Mm.
Lovely. Good. Anything we do with E and on, we can also use as a command. Janet, how do you say you get out of here using the verb s'en aller? S'en aller. Yeah, which is, as you know, to get out of here. So how would you say, so just conjugate from I down to they for me in that verb. So s'en aller, pronoun, reflexive pronoun plus the on plus the verb to be plus the verb to go. So would you say I get out of here, you get out of here, he gets out of it, up you go. So just go down that all the way, je down to the E, please.
Je m'en vais, tu t'en vas, il s'en va. Nous allons, vous allez. Nous allons.
Need the on, yeah.
Oh no, of course, right. Nous nous en allons, vous vous en allez, ils s'en allaient. Ils s'en vont.
That's it. Lovely. What would be the you form again by itself?
Tu t'en vas.
Great. What's our pronoun contingent in tu t'en vas?
Te and on. Te and on. Ton.
But why don't you say it together, ton? Lovely. Strictly speaking, subject pronoun would include tu, but yes, so the other pronouns we're referring to are ton. What's the verb in tu t'en vas?
Aller, va.
Mm-hmm. So bearing in mind everything that we've just learned, could you give me the command form of tu t'en vas?
Va-t-on?
Thank you. We got rid of the subject, as James has explained to us, and we moved the pronouns to the right of the verb, as James has explained to us. So get out of here, va-t-on. Yeah, okay. Yeah, what would be the vous form of va-t-on, please, Janet? What do we, Janet, look at Dante Luki. What do we start an imperative with? The what or the what?
Verb or negative.
So what verb are we going to be using if we're talking about vous and s'en aller? What verb are we starting with?
Aller.
And what is the vous form of ton?
Allez-vous-en.
Potom. That's it.
Okay.
Good. Next thing on the imperative. Is this useful? Little cleanup on imperatives. So far we've said, let's do our checklist. Get rid of your subject. Yep. What else have we said? We've said if you've got a pronoun, move it to the right. We've said if you've got the word ne, you're safe. You don't have to move your pronoun. Ne me donne pas la pizza. Don't give me the pizza. Ne me donne pas la pizza. I'll fucking eat it. Ne me donne pas la pizza. That's safe because, as I've said to James, it's safely within the book shelves of ne and pas. That's safe. We've also said that sometimes for elision purposes, so we'll say that if we're writing the tu form down and it is an ER verb, like mange, it will just be M-A-N-G-E, not M-A-N-G-E-S. But we've also said for elision purposes that sometimes we'll keep the S, like, so to make the most of something is, profiter de quelque chose. So, I'm benefiting from it, j'en profite. So the command form would be profites-en, because it just sounds a bit horrible to say profitant. So we keep the S form. Yep. What else have we said? We've said, I know something we haven't talked about. Zaki, so say for me, eat. Talk to a normal person. Say eat.
Mange.
Great. How would you say? Okay, quick revision. How would you say touch me? Touch me.
Touche-moi.
How would you say don't touch me?
Ne me touche pas.
That's it. Good. How would you say? He just wanted to be touched. You see that, Jen? So now, don't Touch.
Ne touche pas.
Do we need the ne? Grammatically, yes. Socially, no. So if your ne isn't protecting any pronouns, like as James has explained to us, if we didn't have that nut there, whatever pronouns you had would migrate onto the other side. Very freaking common in French to not use the ne. So say for me, don't eat,
Mange pas.
don't touch.
Touche pas.
You got it? If there's
Is
not
that for like a sign or something, or would you say that to someone?
No, you would say as well to somebody like touche pas.
Okay.
If it was a sign, it'd be like ne, in full pas, because it's the full version, okay. Or we do it differently. We'd say like, on vous prie de ne pas, whatever, merci de ne pas, whatever, or veuillez ne pas, whatever. Good. Which we might move on to in a little bit. So good. So in other words, if you've got a very basic verb and there's no pronoun, orally, don't worry about the ne. All right. So say for me, say for me, you're going there. Say you're going there, Zach. Say you're going there.
Tu t'en vas?
No. We're not using you're going. We're saying you're going there. So what we're learning from this is you can't in French people just say tu vas and finish. Right, I'm going. Fuck you all. You can't say that in French. You have to either say je m'en vais, I'm off, or j'y vais. But j'y vais would be, Zach, what is e the pronoun of? It is a pronoun of which preposition? It is a pronoun of the preposition e.
Ah.
Yes, exactly. So e is replacement for a on whatever would have come after it. So people always go, oh yeah, I know e. It means there. It's like you can either say, I'm going there, je vais là, or j'y vais. No, e is just a replacement for a and what would have come after the a. So say for me, I'm going using the e. So sorry, say for me, I'm going there using the e.
J'y vais.
Say for me, you're going there.
Tu t'en vas?
No. You've just said j'y vais. I just want the. Oh yeah. What's the true equivalent of j'y vais?
Tu y vas?
Thank you. Say it again.
Tu y vas?
Good. Can you give me the command form of tu y vas?
Vois-toi?
Stand still. Tu y vas. Step 1. Remove the subject. What am I left with?
Y va.
Thank you. Step 2. Put the fucking pronoun on the right-hand side. What am I left with?
Va-y.
Step 3. Read French. Read it properly. Join to the join.
Vas-y.
Thank you. Much better. Yeah. Okay. What would be the vous form of? Right then. Let's go. Of you go. What would the vous form of that be? So we've got vas-y. What would be the vous form?
Allez.
We've just learned from our mistakes.
Allez-y.
Thank you. Allez-y, which in French means come on, let's go. We've also got why can't I speak English? We've got a first person plural imperative. That might surprise you, but we actually have a form of the imperative, which is like, come on, guys, let's do this. Yeah. So normally in French, it's just the nous form. How would you say, let's drink? It's less and less common with the nous, I must admit, but it's basically just the nous verb. So how would you say, but again, without the nous in it, without the subject. So how do you normally say, Zaki, we drink?
Nous poison.
No. Poison is poison. That's what I'm going to put in your drink. Off you go. Je bois, tu bois, il boit, nous bu. Give me the regular nous bu.
Buvons.
Good boy. Vous bu.
Buvez.
Il boit.
Boive.
Good boy. All right. So how do we say let's drink?
Boive.
No. What did we say was the nous form?
Buvons-nous?
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Stand still while we're there and having a little clean-up. Where else do we use the nous form of the verb? What else can the nous form of the verb give us, Zaki?
The adjective?
Yes, in an indirect way. Yes, exactly. So the nous form of the verb will give us the ing form, the gerund, won't it? Yeah, we don't use ing half as much in French as we use it in English. Example 1, I am drinking. Do we say je suis buvant? Do we say that in French, yes or no?
Yes.
I fucking hate you. Do we say that in French? No. Yes or no?
No.
How many tenses do we... Why don't you run through my tenses? Present, say the name of them.
Present was what would
Good boy,
suggest.
good boy, good boy, good boy. Did you hear present and present continuous? Did you hear that mentioned, or did we just say present?
Just present.
How many present tenses have we got in French?
1.
How do you say I speak?
Je parle.
How do you say I'm speaking?
Je parle.
Got my point?
Mhm.
Got my point? We can use sneaky shit like je suis en train de parler, I'm in the process of speaking, but we have one present tense. We don't have ing tenses in French. How do you say I was speaking? Zaki, we speak, we drink. Sorry, shut up, Luke. Shut up, Luke. We drink is nous buvons. That gives you everything you need. How do you say I was drinking? Nous buvons. So how do you say I was drinking?
Je buvais.
Lovely. So a side reminder would be if we want to find the was tense and we're a little bit fucked, remember to use the nous. So remember, we use the buvant. So I am drinking. I was drinking. So what would be I was drinking, Zaki?
Je buvais.
Lovely. What's before drinking? Assuming it's the same person. Because if it was, before drinking a glass of wine with Luke, Janet just went and washed her hands because they'd just taken they'd just been on public transport or something, she should have known that Luke always has hand wipes and moisturizer in his bag. So basically, if it were before drinking, Zaki, talking about Janet on both occasions, how would you say before drinking?
Avant de boire.
Good God, I was so ready to cry if you didn't know that. Lovely. Good man, good man. And how do you say after drinking, assuming it's Janet? After drinking with Luke in the French pub for a couple of hours, she was practically bilingual. How would you say after drinking, both of which are Janet's, both of which are Janet's?
Après avoir bu.
Après avoir bu. Good. I wasn't of a moral constitution not to rip you, new asshole, if you hadn't have gotten that wrong. Good. So far, we're not using a lot of ing in French, are we? We're not using a lot of the ing sound, but the ing is there. So Janet, any ideas when we actually get to say buvant, or when we get to say an ing of a verb? Any ideas when we get to say an ing of a verb?
Like en buvant.
Good. If we literally have the preposition en. Notice most prepositions afterward, we have an infinitive. De, faire, à, faire, sans faire. This is a preposition where we don't have the infinitive, we have the gerund. So say, in drinking with Luke, I discovered he can drink a lot of alcohol. Off you go, in drinking with Luke.
En buvant avec Luc, j'ai découvert qu'il peut boire beaucoup d'alcool.
Good. All right, so we can do that. Any other ideas where we can use an ing? What did Zaki say earlier that was correct? As an
Adjective.
As an adjective. All right. So if I gave you the verb frustrating, which is to frustrate, which is frustré, what's the adjective, Janet? It's frustrating.
C'est frustrant.
Good. So we will convert it into, we will take the ing form and we will make it into an adjective. The ing coming off the nous. I repeat, the ing coming off the nous, apart from three verbs, which we will talk about in a moment. James, what is we take using nous? Nous
prenons.
Good. Therefore, what is we surprise? The verb to surprise is surprendre. What is we surprise? Nous
surprenons.
Good. Therefore, what is it surprising?
Nous surprenons.
No, it's surprising. It's surprising.
C'est.
Yeah, come
on. C'est surprenant.
Thank you. What does everybody and their bloody dog say? Surprisant. No, surprenant. Good. Well done. Janet, name for me the 3 verbs that we use that don't get their ing from the nous form.
I'm not sure I know them.
Who are the normally objectionable little clits that have to do something their own way normally in verbs? Who are the verbs that always really like take the piss, first of all?
Irregular verbs?
No, but like, which 2 verbs normally take the piss and have to do something their own way? Like when we were learning, like, you know, subjunctive, who were the first 2 irregulars, the main 2? Okay, who are the king and queen?
Avoir and être.
Lovely. The king and queen are the verbs, or the queen and the queen, or the king and the king, one of whom's a queen, whatever, are avoir and être. All right? So, lovely. So, what's having?
Ayant.
Ayant, not ayant.
Ayant.
One of these days, I will literally I will hire my own killer to take out anybody that interrupts with the messes up I and A. You know, I and A. Oh my God. So say to me, ayant.
Ayant.
Good. What's the B form?
Étant.
Good. Sometimes you'll hear soyons, but that's a bit more literary and a bit weird. So basically, like étant donné, you'll hear like, you know, given that, being given that étant donné que. Lovely. So when would we use ayant? Any ideas when we'd use ayant, Janet?
No.
When there's very much an A and a B. So if it were just purely chronologically, after washing himself, James uses a towel. So that is just A and B. Just what? No, sorry, that's not A and B. That's just chronologically. You know, he could basically go and have a cup of tea, walk around with his willy out, whatever. You know, do some OnlyFans, But just chronologically, we're saying after washing himself, James uses a towel. How would you say that for me, Jeanette? Oh God, I'm so sorry, Janet. So when I was reading my French brain, I read your name with the French brain, and I say Jeanette. So how would you say, Janet? After washing himself, James uses a towel.
Après s'être lavé, James utilise je ne sais pas le mot.
What's the word? Une serviette.
Une serviette.
Which doesn't mean that he's washing his tiny willy with a little napkin. It just basically means the word for a towel is une serviette. Up you go. So après s'être lavé, James utilise une serviette.
Après s'être lavé, James utilise une serviette.
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 Not serve. All right, good. Lovely.
Yeah.
So that's just chronology. You know, that'd be like after getting in, Luke made a cup of tea. Après être rentré, Luc s'est fait une tasse de thé. Après avoir mangé la pizza, this famous pizza dont on parle, this famous pizza we're speaking about, you know, Luke opened the bottle of wine. Luc a ouvert une bouteille de vin. If it were having drunk the wine, Luke was more chilled, you are inviting a cause and effect concept to your 2 activities. Huh? Okay. You know, you are, so that is different than just, you know, so after studying here, Zach worked here. If it were having studied here, Zach felt that he was more capable, whatever. If it's inviting a cause and effect, we will use ayant or étant. Yeah, okay. So how would you say, James, having studied here, yeah, James, no, go with Zach. Zach had more confidence. Word for confidence being confiance. So having studied here, Zach had more confidence. So it's cause and effect. What's the verb to study that we're going to be using? James, what's a student?
Étudiant.
Good. So what's the verb to study? Étudier.
Étudier.
Good lad. However, in French, if you're talking about the general period of studying, we say faire les études. Yeah? Yeah. So, you know, because it's like, or des études, you know, or mes études, whatever. So, because étudier is like the act of getting the books out and having a little look. Yeah. So say for me, let's say having worked here, so that'd be like ayant fait ses études, whatever. But let's just use it. So having worked here, Zach had more confidence. So that is because of the first thing and then the second thing. Yeah. So how do you say, James, having worked here, Zach had, which is a description in the past, more confidence.
En ayant.
We don't need the on. We don't need the on. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. I'm glad you've done that. We don't need the on for this. We just go straight into it. Ayant.
Ayant de travail.
Stand the fuck still. Having worked. I just gave you a moment to go. Ayant étudié. Ayant is the auxiliary. What do we have after all auxiliaries? We have a past what?
Participle.
Lovely. What's the past participle of travailler? How do you say I worked?
J'ai travaillé.
There you go. It's the same word. So if you go to Stephanie, having worked here.
Ayant travaillé. Ici.
Ici. Yep. Love it.
Ayant travaillé ici.
Zach had, and this is a description in the past, so I need the imperfect.
Luc avait.
Zach.
Zach avait.
Zach. Yeah, more confidence.
Plus de confidence.
What's the word?
Plus de confidence.
Thank you. Lovely. Put it together. Ayant travaillé ici, Zach avait plus de confiance.
Ayant travaillé ici, Zach avait plus de confidence.
Good lad. Yep. Okay. So are we clear on the use of ayant? It might be a B verb. Okay. Zach, how would you say having left before Luke left? Zach was on time. À l'heure. Être à l'heure. So how would you say having left before Luke left? Let's get that little fucker in there. Having left before Luke left, Zach was on time.
Étant parti avant Luke.
Stand still. I will literally fucking kill you. Are Luke and Zach two different people?
Yes.
So is it the same person doing the before?
No.
Having left before Luke left. So what word comes after fucking avant that we do all the time if it's a different person? Avant what? Thank you. And which one takes the subjunctive? Avant que or après que?
Which one takes the subjunctive?
Which one uses the subjunctive? Avant que or après que?
Avant que.
Good. Subjunctive avant que. If anybody forgets that again, I will literally rip them a new arsehole. So before Luke left, avant que Luke, what's left? It's in the past. So how am I going to do that? Avant que Luke. Yes.
Soit parti.
Good. I should fucking well think so. Off you go. So having left before Luke left, knowing Luke would find him and kill him, off you go. So having left before Luke left.
Avant que Luke.
Having left first.
Étant parti avant que Luke soit parti.
Good. Strictly speaking, for anybody watching at home, we also have something where we have like a note expletive. So étant parti avant que Luke ne soit pas. We sometimes have a little note in after avant que, but don't worry about that for the moment. So étant parti avant que Luke ne soit parti. Lovely. Zach was on time.
Zach était.
I told you the expression. I told it a moment ago. Did anybody else listen, James? What was I say the expression for on time was?
À l'heure.
Thank you. Good boy. So Stephanie, Zach was on time.
Zach était à l'heure.
Good job. Okay.
Is that
Good
one word?
What did you say?
À l'heure. Is that one word or two words? What is that?
3. A preposition, à, the hat on. Base, L apostrophe, heure. L'heure, yeah. To the hour. À l'heure, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Stephanie, je suis à l'heure.
Je suis à l'heure.
Je suis en avance.
Je suis en avance.
If you're early, so say for me, Janet comes over, she stays in lovely Eccleshall. She comes to my house and she says, oh, Luke, I'd love to drive to Ludlow tomorrow. I've heard it's a stunning Tudor town. And I say, yes. And then let's go early so we get back so we can get wrecked in the village. Yeah, that's a good idea, Luke, she says. So if it's let's get up early, on va se lever de bonne heure. Because that just basically means early within the day, de bonne heure. Yeah. If it's, oh, Janet, I booked us a lunch because I do really recommend Ludlow. Incidentally, it's one of Shropshire's finest towns to go to, but it's like fucking hell. It closes at pissing 3 o'clock, so you do have to book for lunch. So I took Brenda. She wanted to move. I took Brenda in the group. She was just like, she went, "If Trump gets in, we're moving here." That's literally what she said. She's just like, "Why don't I know more about this county?" And I went, "Because we keep it very quiet on purpose." Yeah. So so if it's like, "Oh, we're early for an appointment," on avance, on a whatever, we're a bit early than when we were booked. Okay. De bonne heure just means early, generally within the day. Yeah. Okay. See the difference? Good. Let's do some sentences because we've done lots of grammar. So we've done our imperatives, which I thought was something that we might like to do. Good. Oh, one other thing. So we spoke about the 3 verbs that used we spoke about 2 of the verbs that used the ing in a different form. We had eton, we had aeon. Any idea, anybody, what the 3rd verb is that uses a weird fucking ing rather than the one we'd expect from the nous?
Aller.
No, allons. In going, whatever, en allant, that's fine. Okay, good. Sachant. Yeah. What verb is sachant from, anybody?
Savoir.
Good. Savoir. All right. It's like the subjunctive, que je sache. James, say for me, I want you to know. So it's subjunctive. I want that you know. Say for me, Luke, I want you to know.
Je veux que tu saches.
Great. Okay. Sache is basically an imperative. You might go, how the hell is no an imperative? If you said, listen, Zaki, go there, but no, so I'm Zaki's fairy godfather. Zaki, I'm going to transform your weird generational clothing into something sartorially elegant and appropriate. Come and borrow one of my suits. But no, then at midnight, the spell will be broken, and once again, you'll be in your artsy rags. Yeah, and you will run down the steps, and you will leave like a beautiful sneaker, and they then member of royalty, we're not allowed to say prince or princess, will find the sneaker and basically will then marry you. Okay, good, lovely, in a non-denominational, not a humanitarian ceremony, humanist ceremony. So yeah, lovely, modern fairy tales. I bought Sig once this book that was like Greek fairy tales, gender swap Greek fairy tales, just to piss her off because she really hates that kind of thing. She's so old-fashioned, it's really worrying. She's so old-fashioned. She's really old-fashioned. Do you know what she calls trans people? She's really naughty. She's not comfortable with non-binary. So if somebody has had trans surgery, she's completely comfortable with it. And she completely embraces it, and she'll defend their new identity to the hilt. She will not have somebody use somebody's old identity. But if somebody's delighting in being between 2 things, she'll go, "Mummy, one of your make their minds up friends is at the door." And I'm like, dude, some people just don't want to be one thing or another. And she's like, yeah, but they're all doing it for attention. I was like, yes, I'll give you your fair point. In LA, possibly, there's a career to be made. There's money to be made in LA out of that. But the rest of the fucking time, maybe that's just where they are, baby. That's just basically where they register. She's fucking awful on it. Mummy, you'll make up their mind friends are at the door. Yeah. So anyway, so Zaki, if it was go to the ball, but no, this, sache. Yeah, sache. Likewise, the knowing. So this is what we're about to talk about now. There are 4 verbs in French where the ing isn't the same as the nous. We can guess 3 of them, having just worked out the 3 ings. Sorry, shut up. There are 3 subjunctive. There are 3 imperatives. There are 3 imperatives, commands, that are not going to be the simple verbs that we've just done. So everything else that we've just said. So Zaki, what was eat? If you're talking to somebody, how do you say eat?
Mange.
Good. And how do you say eat if it was vous people?
Manger.
Manger. Yeah.
Sorry. Yes.
Manger. Yeah. So most of the time, Zaki, if you're speaking to a single person, talk to James. Say, do your work. Talk to James. Say, do your work. He's a tu. Say, do your work.
Fais le travail.
Fais ton travail.
Fais ton travail.
James, speak to Janet and Zach, talking to both of them. That makes them a vous. Say, do your work. Come on. What's the vous form of faire?
Vous ferez.
Stand the fuck still. Conjugate the verb to do for me. Je fais.
Je fais. Tu fais. Il fait.
Nous.
Vous ferez.
Nous. Nous.
Nous ferons.
Shut up. Nous fais.
Nous faisons.
Thank you. Vous faites.
Vous faisiez.
No. Good God.
Vous
Vous
ferez.
faites. Vous faites.
Oh, vous faites. Okay.
I cannot hear this uglies anymore. I'll just kill it and throw it in a dungeon. They do. Ils.
Ils feront.
No. Why are we going into the fucking future? How do you say they have? Is they have? Go. Is.
Ils ont.
Good boy. They are. Ils.
Ils sont.
Good. They do. Ils.
Ils. Faisons.
Stand the fuck still. Use your logical learning brain. You've just. Why do you think I've just made you say ils ont and ils sont? Why do you think I'm taking you in that direction? Why do you think? So how would you say they do? Ils. Use your logical brain. You've just said ils ont, ils sont. It's going to rhyme with that in one word. They do. Ils.
Feront.
In one fucking syllable. What rhymes with sont and ont in one syllable and starts with F? Ils.
Font.
Thank you. Now give me they go. Fucking same pattern. Ils.
Ils vont.
Thank you. You got me, my love? Right.
Yeah.
So now look at those two and say, do your work. Do your work. Point to Janet and Zach and say, do your work. It's a vous form. So faites. Faites. Come on, hurry up.
Faites au travail.
No, your work.
Votre travail.
And again?
Faites votre travail.
Good. Nice accent on the A. Good. Faites votre travail. Great. So normally verbs are, whether they're A verbs or soft hard, they will just be the normal form of the verb orally. We've spoken about removing the S, but you don't need to worry about that orally. However, there are four verbs, where we will change the imperative. We will change the imperative. And for three of them, we're just gonna use the subjunctive. So, Jamesy, what is the subjunctive of the verb to be?
Sois.
Good lad. How would you say be nice to me?
Sois gentil.
Good. Sois gentil, sois sympa. Janet, what is the subjunctive of the verb to have?
Et.
How would you say don't be afraid? It's just Luke. Don't be afraid, it's just Luke.
N'aie pas peur, c'est
Good.
seulement Luc.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. How would you say don't be afraid? It's just Luke if you're talking to more than one person.
N'aie pas peur, c'est seulement Luc.
Good. Or say juste Luke. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So we know how to use the subjunctive of the command form in a negative as well. What's the subjunctive of the verb to know? Janet?
Sache.
Great. So basically, if I, as a command form, said know that they're going to close the restaurant at 10 o'clock, to say to me, you can join us there, but please know that they're going to close the restaurant at 10 o'clock. Off you go.
Tu peux nous rejoindre.
Yeah.
Oh, tu peux nous rejoindre là, mais sache qu'il va fermer le restaurant à 9 heures.
As James will tell you, what is they are going? Ils
s'en vont.
No.
No. Okay. Ils vont.
Thank you. I nearly gave James the opportunity to steal for 20 points, but yes, ils vont. So say they're going to close the restaurant at 10 o'clock.
Ils vont fermer le restaurant à 10 heures.
Give me 22 hours. Give me the 24-hour clock.
À 22 heures.
Good. Lovely. Now, there's often a bit of interchangeability in French between sache and sachant. Because if it's like, oui, alors, ouais, non, avec plaisir. Ouais, tu peux nous rejoindre au restaurant. Ouais, avec plaisir. Mais sache qu'ils vont, but, obviously know that they, that, or at the same time, knowing that they're going to, as long as you accept that. Alors, sachant quand même qu'ils vont fermer le restaurant à 22 heures. So often there's a bit of interchangeability between the two. Right. So they're my three. A, mostly negative. Sois. and Sash. There's another one which is fucked up in the subjunctive in the command form. It's very, very, very weird because you have a separate subjunctive for it just for the command form. It's so fucked up. Any ideas which verb I'm talking about? The verb begins with a V.
Venir.
No, that's
Vouloir. Vouloir.
what did you say? Vouloir. Yeah. So just quickly deal with James. So no, viens is normal. So just say me come. Viens. Just say viens.
Bien.
Good. Say come numerous. Venez nombreux. You know, the more the merrier. Say venez nombreux.
Venez. Sorry, what?
Venez. There's no what. We say pardon in polite company. So yes, I
pardon.
expect that to be with you. So say to me, venez nombreux. Venez nombreux.
Venez nombreux.
That means the more the merrier. Venez nombreux. Yeah, come numerous. Say venez nombreux.
Venez nombreux.
James, after me, completely perfectly. Je viens, tu viens, il vient, nous venons, vous venez, ils viennent. That's 6, please.
Je viens, tu viens, il vient. Nous venons, vous venez, il vient.
No.
No. Il vient.
No. It's not going to get any magically better. Sort it out yourself. Il
Vient.
Higher.
Il vient.
Higher.
Il vient.
No. Why do you say the same thing? As General Zod says to Lex Luthor in Superman 2, why do you say this when you know I will kill you for it? Why do you keep saying the same shit? It's not going to mysteriously not be il vient. As Janet said with il va and the restaurant, that is he. Don't confuse he and they. What is they come? Il vient. Go higher.
Il
Vienne. Fuck me.
Vienne,
Ain't your first
okay,
rodeo. Fucking hell. Give me they come. Off you go. Il vient.
Il vient.
No.
Il vient.
I've just told you, which is, and I also know I've told you before. So this is why it's forgotten. Give me again. Il vient. Go.
Il vient.
No. No. Higher.
Il vient.
Stand still. Let me punch you. Pick a hand.
Okay.
Say for me, Parisian. Say Parisien.
Parisien.
Now make it fucking feminine.
Parisien.
No.
Parisien.
No. Parisienne.
Parisienne.
I'm not teaching this shit. This is basic.
Okay.
Say for me, Yan, Yen.
Yan and Yan.
Good. I want to hear a different fucking sound. Say for me, Parisien, Parisienne.
Parisien. Parisienne.
Thank you. Now say viens, vienne.
Vient. Vienne.
Good. So he comes. Il vient.
Il vient.
Il vient.
Il vient.
Good. Now give me the other one. They come. Il
Il vient.
vienne.
Ils viennent. Il vient.
Fuck me.
Il
I'm
vient.
bored. I'm bored. I'm bored. When I get bored, trapdoors open underneath people and they vanish and they're never seen of again. Say for me, he comes. Il vient.
Il vient.
Give me the they come. Go high.
Il vient.
What word did I ask you in English to think of for the feminine?
Yeah, Yan and Yan.
Good. So what feminine word did I ask you? What word did I ask you to think of in English? The currency known as yen.
Yan.
Good. So say for me, ils viennent.
Ils viennent.
Good. Don't fuck it up. To say for me, they come. Il vient.
Il vient.
And the currency, give me that. Apologies. He comes. Il vient. Now give me they come. The high sound. Il
vient.
Better. All right. So that is the subjunctive. You know, je veux que tu viennes. But the command form is just normal viens or venez, whatever. Good. It is, as Janet said, the verb vouloir. Janet, normally, I repeat, normally, calling all cars normally. How would you say, Luke is happy that I want to learn the language? Luke is happy that I want to learn the language.
Luc est content que je... Oh my goodness.
Nobody knows the subjunctive of this verb. Shall I tell you why? Because it normally makes a fucking subjunctive, doesn't it? Je veux que tu, as James will tell you, viennes. Yeah, because the they sound at the sub is also going to give us a subjunctive. So it is this. They, like feuille, like a leaf, yeah, or cercueil, like coffin, or accueil, like welcome. I've got plenty of both, depending on how people work. Vouliant, voulier. Yeah, so can you see that? Hang on, let me stick you this in the group. When you use the normal subjunctive of the verb vouloir, you've got hang on, let me bring up the whole page. You've got like a standard, just basic bitch normal subjunctive. It's obviously just got a bit of something weird going on in nous and vous, but that's not too crazy. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So let's find that. Good. So there, okay, you've got saved photos. Stick it in the group. Discussion. Lovely. So could you have a little look, please, at the present, the subjunctive on the present of veuille? Can you all see what that looks like? Yeah? Yeah? Yep. So Janet, would you just look at the subjunctive there, and would you read out the vous form of the subjunctive in the present subjunctive? What is that? It is a vous, what is it?
I'm just looking for it, sorry.
It's in the discussion group.
Yeah.
It's in the WhatsApp. On the WhatsApp, a picture's gone up.
Yeah. No, it's just not showing in my screen that bit.
Zaki,
no,
can you
here we
read
go.
it for me? The vous form of the subjunctive in the present subjunctive is what?
Voulier.
Good.
Okay.
Zaki, can you look down at this imperative? Can you see how that's spelled in French? Impératif. Can you look down at the vous form? Okay, and what's the first word which is there?
Veulier.
Read it properly.
Voulier.
Stand still.
Voulet.
Stand still. How have we pronounced that E-U-I sound that you've already done today? So what did I say just a couple of minutes ago? How did I pronounce the normal subjunctive of the verb to want? What did I say it was?
Voy.
They. Well done. Say it for me. They.
Voy.
No, I didn't say boy. Listen. They. Imitate me. They.
Veuille.
Thank you. That was absolutely spot on. James, you'll go. They.
Veuille.
Thank you. That was absolutely spot on. Janet, you'll go. They.
Veuille.
Thank you. It isn't comparable to an English boy. Yeah. Okay. It's not boy. It's feuille. So save me, James. Wallet. Say portefeuille.
Portefeuille. Feuille.
Not feuille. Feuille.
Portefeuille.
That's it. Perfect. Zaki, save me coffin. Accueil. Cercueil.
Cercueil.
Lovely. Or leaf. La feuille. Yeah.
La
Or
feuille.
pastry. Millefeuille. Yeah. 1,000 leaf pastry. Yeah. Flaky pastry. Millefeuille. Say millefeuille.
Millefeuille.
That's it. Okay. Janet, save me accueil. The welcome. Accueil.
Accueil.
Great. So that's how we pronounce that EUI piece of crap that you've got there. So would you, Zaki, look at that vous word, that first word, accept how we pronounce the vous one, yeah, which is oi, and what ending, the first bit, the oi, and what ending is on it? Voi what?
Voyer.
Thank you. So is there an eon and an ea on this subjunctive, yes or no?
No.
Do subjunctives most of the time have eon and ea on the nous and the vous form?
Yeah.
Good. The only two that you've come across, I think, with me so far have been soyons and soyez and ayon and ayez, where we've not had it. Yes. So this is a different form of the subjunctive where we're basically going to ask someone to want to do something, which is mentally fucked up. It's basically another form of please will you do this? So to finish today, let's literally have a very brief look at the formal ways of asking someone to do something. Step 1, kick their ass. It works. It does. Step 2, say for me with the word please. James, what's the word please?
Plaire.
It is, isn't it? And yet in a verb, when you say please do something. So we could say, can you go to the bank? Say, tu peux aller à la banque. Tu peux aller à la banque.
peux aller à la banque.
Nice joining. Say, tu peux aller à la banque, s'il te plaît.
Tu peux aller à la banque, s'il te plaît.
Nice vowels all the way through. Try it even faster, just to enjoy yourself. Tu peux aller à la banque, s'il te plaît.
Tu peux aller à la banque, s'il te plaît.
Good. So that is our basic set way of saying, please, could you do this? Yeah. Est-ce que tu peux, or, we don't really want pouvez-vous aller là-bas, whatever. But that's our basic bitch way of saying something. Our second way of saying please to do something is please do something. Sorry, that was a bit franglais. Is to say the word merci. But we have two problems here. Merci meaning thank you, and merci meaning please. James, will you remind me my top 6 and bottom 6 verb technique? Present was?
Will, would, subjunctive, infinitive. Present was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive on auxiliary.
Perfection. If you say merci, let's be very clear, most of the time, if you are thanking someone for a noun, you will use merci pour. If you are thanking someone for a verb, it will be merci de. Yeah? So thank you for the present, merci pour le cadeau. Thank you for buying me a present, merci de. Now, merci de, someone's got some background fucking noise going on. Who's that? Somebody's got some shit in the background. So merci de is going to be thank you. So Zaki, thank you, is that something that's happened in the past of when I'm saying thank you, or in the future? If I'm saying thank you for doing something, has this happened before?
Yeah, it happened in the past.
So it will need an auxiliary. It will need an auxiliary. I repeat, it will need an auxiliary. It will be our bottom line, number 6. So could you please say for me, thank you for eating with me?
Merci.
That's it, yeah?
Merci d'avoir mangé
With me.
avec moi.
Good. James, if you are saying please, you are still going to use merci and de, but you are not going to use the auxiliary. You are basically going to use the present. So shut up. You are basically going to use the simple infinitive of the main verb, of the verb you're talking about, just the infinitive of that verb. So how would you say, please eat with me, beginning with merci? Merci de...
Merci de manger.
Thank you. Do you see the difference, people? Could you please say for me, Janet, thank you for eating it?
Merci de le manger.
If we're thanking, does it have an auxiliary according to the boys?
No. Okay.
Which one has an auxiliary, thank or please?
Oh, sorry, thanking does. Please
Because
doesn't.
that's it. So how would you please say thank you for notice, muscle fucking memory? You like saying merci de manger, merci de, So how would you say thank you for eating with me? Thank you for eating it. Thank you for eating it. Thank you for eating it.
Merci de l'avoir mangé.
Good. How would you say please eat it?
Merci de le manger.
See how it works, people? Great. James, would you say please? No, please don't eat it. Please don't eat it. James, what form of a verb is coming after the de?
The infinitive.
Spot on, good boy. What do we do with ne and pas when we have an infinitive? They go how? They go
Together.
Good boy. So would you please say, let's just do one without the pronoun first. Would you please say for me, please don't leave? Merci de ne...
Merci de ne...
Put them together. Merci de ne...
De ne partir pas.
Ah!
De ne pas partir.
Thank you. Merci de ne pas partir. You could obviously use a command form. So Zaki, using partir, how would you say don't leave in a command form?
Ne partir pas.
How do you normally say you leave? Tu
pars.
What the flying motherfuck? What are my 2 verb types? What and what? A and...
Soft hard and A.
Is partir an A or a soft hard?
Soft hard.
So what's the to form of partir?
Tu pars.
Thank you. Agreed? And what's the vous form of partir? Hard.
Parte.
Thank you. So now would you remember that and would you say don't leave to both of those people? Ne pas.
Ne pars pas.
Good boy. Well done. And what would be the vous form?
Ne partez pas.
Good boy. So we could say that. Or we could be a little bit nicer and say merci de ne pas partir, merci de ne whatever. Janet, say please never buy it. What the hell is this wine? Please never buy it.
Ne pas acheter.
No. I'm not doing a command. I'm saying please never buy it would be ne l'achète jamais, wouldn't it? Ne l'achète jamais. Guys, everything we said with the pattern, the commands, we could obviously do with jamais. I possibly should have said that earlier. Yeah? Don't go out. Ne sors pas. Never go out. Ne sors jamais. Yeah? But I'm not on about that, Janet. I want the please version. Merci de... Yeah? Please never buy it. Merci de ne...
Merci de ne jamais acheter.
Where's the it gone?
Merci de ne le jamais acheter. No, merci.
What did James tell us about the placements and adverb stuff that they go together? Merci
Right.
de ne jamais... Yeah.
Merci de ne jamais l'acheter.
There we go. Good.
Yeah.
Our next level up. Pause, breathe. We've only got 5 more minutes and then we can chill. Well done. Had a very fixed curriculum this evening. I feel sorry for people that didn't come, but fuck them. Don't feel that sorry. So basically, if you've then got, apart from Claire, because it's not her fault, and Kim, because it's not her fault, because it's both medical. Lovely. Our next level up then is this veuillez crap. So has anybody been to Cash Points in France and it's got veuillez composer votre code or veuillez saisir votre code? What is it asking? It's basically saying, please enter your code. So it's like saying, we want you, it's like we need subjunctive, you must want to enter your code, which in a kind of weird mental thing is like saying, please enter your code. So when you see veuillez, it's the vous imperative of to want, and it means do it. Veuillez, you know, whatever. Okay? It's quite formal. So veuillez composer votre code. Veuillez whatever. So far in commands we've got est-ce que tu peux? Est-ce que vous pouvez? Merci de plus the version. Veuillez plus the infinitive. Yep. Or we've got je vous prie de. On vous prie de. Has anybody come across that? So Janet, you think you would have done if you live in France. So James, you go to the supermarket and the woman says that will be whatever euros. And you say merci beaucoup or merci bien, and she or je vous remercie. How does she say you're welcome? Je vous
en prie.
Good, that's it. So prier, like from I pray, like I beseech thee, kind of thing. Yeah, in old, Middle French, Middle English. So, or to literally just pray, but like basically, like where prière comes from. But basically, it's just another way of saying, quite formally, je vous prie de ne pas. So say for me, Zaki, I'm asking you to not go without me. It's quite formal, but je vous prie. What's it? I'm asking you to not go without me. Je vous prie.
Je vous prie.
Je vous prie de.
Not go without me.
I'm asking you to not go without me. So give me the first bit. Je vous
prie de.
De form, good. And have we got a negative? Yeah. So
yeah.
What form of the negative do I need to use if I've got an infinitive, as James told us?
Together.
So je vous prie de ne.
Je vous prie de ne pas.
And now I need go without me. What form of the verb do I need if I've just had a de?
Infinitive.
Good. So I beseech thee to not go without me. So je vous prie de ne.
Je vous prie de ne pas aller sans moi.
Sans moi.
Sans moi.
Good. Lovely. Okay. Good. Well done. So let's have a little cheeky go through all of them. Janet, can you say be there? Oh, actually, one more. The cheeky subjunctive. So obviously, if you're asking someone to do something, you could say je veux que tu fasses. Je veux que vous fassiez. We could obviously do that. It's necessary. Whatever. Il faut partir. General. You know, let's leave. Il faut partir. General. Or il faut que vous partiez. Or que vous quittiez. Whatever. We could do that. But the cheeky subjunctive, I wouldn't be doing my job in French if I didn't tell you. It's when we just go in. Cheers, Zach. Is when we just go in with the que. This is super fucking common in everyday French. So if I said to Janet, do your work, if I was talking to her in the normal imperative, Janet, how do you say do your work? Using the normal imperative.
Fais ton travail.
Nice work. How would I say I want you to do your work? Using the subjunctive.
Je veux que tu fasses ton travail.
Gorgeous. The cheeky subjunctive, James, is when you literally start with the que in the middle. You don't say the dominant clause, you just say the subordinate clause. In other words, you say the second bit. So you've just said, je veux que tu fasses ton travail. What would, James, je veux que tu fasses ton travail, je veux que tu fasses ton travail, if you just started at the que? What would that give me, James?
Tu fasses ton travail.
Start with the que.
Que tu fasses ton travail.
Good. And this in French is a way of giving a command. Hey, que tu fasses ton travail. And it's basically known as the cheeky subjunctive. Yeah? By me. It doesn't formally have a name. It's just a turn of phrase. Yeah, it's just a turn of phrase. So if I was saying to Tom, oi, eat. Hey, toi, assieds-toi, mange. Mange. Hey, que tu manges. It's normally if you lose your fucking patience a little bit. Yeah? Hey, que tu manges. Yeah? So if I was saying to everybody in the group, so if I said, Janet, we're in Besançon, and I said, be here for coffee in an hour. So, right, guys, go and look in some shops, whatever. So if I said B, we'll have a coffee afterwards. And what we often do in Besançon is I send you out with recording, you know, phones and stuff. And then you do your little chats in the shop. And then you basically bring it back and we press play and we listen to everybody's stuff and we go over what they've said. And then we look at what we managed to shoplift because we're like a gang of thieves in Besançon. I'm like fucking Fagin. I send you all that stealing. I will do. I'll be like, oh, Janet. She's silver, she's elegant, they're not going to suspect her. Or I'll take James out, who looks a little bit not quite right anyway, so he'll pretend to have an asthma attack. He'll pretend to have a fucking asthma attack and like whatever, and I'll get a shit ton of jewelry. So basically, so let's imagine that I said, Janet, be here in an hour. How would I say be here in an hour? Using the subjunctive.
For one person? Or more?
For all of them.
Que vous alliez...
Using the subjunctive, I didn't say the cheeky subjunctive. So,
okay.
So the imperative subjunctive, the imperative. So straight into the verb. So
soyez ici dans une heure.
Lovely. Tout le monde, soyez ici dans une heure. Okay. Could you now use for me the proper subjunctive with il faut que? It could have been il faut que, it could have been il est nécessaire que, it could have been je veux que, it could have been j'insiste que, it could have been j'exige que, I require. Do you know that verb, James? Exiger, to require, like exigent in English. All of them, no one gives a fuck, but could you please say for me, it is necessary to be here in an hour. Il faut que vous, yeah?
For me?
Yes, so il faut que vous, so off you go. It is necessary that you are here in an hour. Il faut que vous.
Il faut que vous...
Same again, subjunctive again. Il faut que vous, because it's from a need, so il faut que vous soyez.
Soyez.
Yeah, again, so il faut que vous soyez ici dans une heure. And again?
Il faut que vous soyez...
ici.
Ici.
Dans une heure.
Dans une heure.
Good. Zaki, now use the cheeky subjunctive. Guys, be here in an hour. Que vous.
Que vous soyez dans une heure.
Que vous soyez where?
Ici dans une heure.
Good. Janet, using merci, please be here in an hour.
Okay, please be here.
What word came after merci when it was merci?
Merci de. Merci.
Now, do we need an auxiliary if we're saying please? Yes or no?
No.
No, because it hasn't happened yet. There we go. So please be here in an hour.
Merci.
Jan, look at Auntie Lukey. What's the verb to be?
Être.
Thank you. Please be here in an hour. Merci.
Merci d'aller ici.
Ah,
Non,
the verb to be.
merde.
The verb to be. What's the verb to be that you've just told me?
Être.
Up you go. Please be here in an hour. Merci.
Merci d'être ici dans une heure.
Don't ask me. Why are you questioning me? You've just learnt it's merci de, and you know you need an infinitive. There should be no question in your mind. Off you go. Please be here in an hour. Go. Merci.
Merci d'être ici dans une heure.
Lovely. Are we clear on that, Janet? Merci plus de plus infinitive if you say please. Yeah? Good. Now go one stage more formally. James, I prithee you be here. It's a bit more formally, you know, using the P one. So please be here in an hour.
Je vous prie ici.
What comes after prie? The de, and then the same shit. Je vous prie de. Mm-hmm.
Je vous
Off you
prie.
go. Yeah, and what form of a verb comes after the de?
Infinitive.
Off you go. So je vous prie de.
Je vous prie d'être ici dans une heure.
Nice vowels, very nice vowels. Zaki, last sentence of the day. Please be here in an hour, formally using, you know, the V word, the V imperative.
Voyez.
Thank you. Plus, if you've just conjugated a verb, what form of a verb are you going to have after the conjugation?
Infinitive.
Lovely. And it's not as if all three of you haven't forgotten extra, and I've had to remind you, so you all know what verb is coming next. So please please be here. So, you know, please be here in an hour. So
Voyez être ici dans une heure.
lovely. And you won't necessarily hear all of them, but you've done all of them with me now. So let's say it was, you came to my house and I said to James, I've got a white carpet. That was a dumb move. But if I basically said, well, beige, and if I basically said, please take off your shoes, because, you know, whatever, it's, you know, it's like a dirty, it's like a beige carpet. So, merci d'enlever. James, tu peux enlever tes chaussures, s'il te plaît? I'd probably just snap my fingers, go, chaussures. James, que tu enlèves tes chaussures. Merci d'enlever tes chaussures. Je vous prie, if I was being sarcastic, je te prie d'enlever tes chaussures. Hey, veuillez enlever tes chaussures, if I was being like, you know, do you see how it would just all work and stuff? The only one that you'd ever need to particularly worry about would be the command form. Enlève tes chaussures, enlever tes chaussures. Notice enlève, but enlever. All right. So do we feel that we've got a little bit better lay of the land of how to ask people to do something? Yeah. All right. So we've got lots of options. Merci de, get it in your mouth. Madame, je peux vous demander? There's other ways. Could you? And if you want to make it really polite, make it a negative conditional. So could you? Inversion of I can. I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't tell you this, and I really hate this. The inversion of I can is puis-je. May I? Mother, may I? Puis-je? You don't say peux-je. So puis-je vous aider? You'll hear that in shops. Puis-je vous aider? May I help you? Yeah. So can I do this? Je peux faire whatever. Je pourrais faire, could I? Je pourrais faire whatever. Je pourrais pas faire, you know, I couldn't do this by any chance. It gets a little bit British at that point, but like negative conditional. Luke, tu pourrais pas m'aider par hasard? You couldn't help me by any chance? Yes, so a negative conditional is also something that you'll hear. Vous seriez pas, Janet, are you available tomorrow? Vous seriez pas dispo demain? Vous seriez pas dispo demain? You wouldn't be available tomorrow by any chance, you know? So you will come across that. So good. But the most common one is just merci de. Hey, merci d'arriver à 20h, you know? Or fine, venez, command, just venez à 20h. Viens à 20h. Yeah? So good. I sort of find it's often stuff that's missed in translations. Unless the characters in the translation are saying commands to you, I always feel commands and how to ask for stuff is often missed in translations. It's the same as questions. So next week, we'll talk about all the different ways to ask questions. So think of 20 things you want to ask Luke. Like literally the most unbelievable, why are you such a fils de pute? Like, you know, just basically just think of 20 things you want to ask Luke. Yeah, and we'll look at all the different ways of asking the same questions, because that's super valid as well. Because in nice French, we'll use shitloads of est-ce que, Est-ce que vous avez vu? And if it's somebody that you tutoie, you don't want to be using est-ce que. T'as vu l'horloge? Have you seen the clock? Whatever. You don't want to be using it. And if you've got interrogatives, what time did you get here? Vous êtes arrivé à quelle heure? À quelle heure est-ce que vous êtes arrivé? Mais tu es arrivé à quelle heure? À quelle heure t'es arrivé? We need to have a real play to get the lay of the land of inversions and est-ce que versus non-est que statements and questions. And we also need, because it never ever fails to go out of fashion, the difference between il faut plus time and ça fait plus time. So Zaki, let's just see where you are with it, because I think you've done a bit of this. So I know I said last sentence of the day, but I'll give you that award again. So how do you say, Luke, how long have you been a French teacher? Luke, how long have you been a French teacher? Zaki, look at Lukey. Zaki, look at Lukey. I am still a French teacher. I am the French teacher. So off you go. How do you say how long you've been a French teacher?
Ça fait combien de temps?
Yes, good. And how would you say, how long do you need? Sorry. How long do you take in the shower, Luke? How long do you take in the shower?
Combien?
Now, Jamesy, say to me, I need a coffee. If your first word isn't the word I want it is, I shall send out my darts and they will kill you. Off you go, I need a coffee.
I know this. Fuck.
Well, say it then. If you say j'ai besoin, you will lose a man.
No, I know it's.
Il
me prend.
Ah, fuck off. I need a coffee.
Combien de temps?
James is working, but yes, James, say for me, I need a coffee.
Il me faut un café.
Saved by the bell end, who interrupted. Off you go. So say for me, I need a coffee. Off you go.
Il me faut un café.
Slide through. Il me faut un café.
Il me faut un café.
So when you say how long does it take you to do something, you're saying how long do you need? So how do you say how much time do you need? Il te faut. James, il te faut.
Il te faut combien de temps?
Thank you. Now say it takes me 10 minutes. I need 10 minutes. Il
me faut 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
So the question form, how long does it take you? How long does it took you? Il t'a fallu combien de temps? Zach is in the shower. We're in Besançon. Zach. Janet is in the shower. Women always go first in the shower in Besançon because I think it's nice. A, it's manners, and B, whatever, gives them time to pop a bit of lipium. So if it was the other way around, it's like, Janet, well, I just turned off the hot water. So if I said, Janet, how long do you need in the shower? If I was planning at what time people are going to use the shower, so how do you say, Janet, how long do you need? Il te faut combien de temps? If I was like, Janet Holden, how long have you been in that bloody shower? Ça fait combien de temps? Ça fait combien de temps? Because you're already in the shower. All right? Good. So questions next week. We'll be having a questionathon, a massive marathon of questions. Popping quoi? Reminding ourselves the 15 sentences of power. À quoi ça sert? What good does it do? If you've got a de and an a, how do you do de and a questions? Remind yourself in the blue and the red and the green and all of that shit. Popping interrogatives at the end of a sentence. Ils habitent où? Où ça qu'ils habitent? All the different variations, all the slang variations. Next week is just asking questions. Yeah. So I'll have a curriculum like this week, as in we'll go through it all, but it will be basically all about questions. Good. You guys can pay me. If you're watching at home, people have said some really nice stuff about people in the group recently. So do keep writing underneath because it's very encouraging for people taking part. Lovely. Let me just press stop recording.
Sorry, I have a dental appointment.
Go, Janet, go.